So yeah, as Alex already mentioned, now I'll be telling you about the TU Delft Minecraft Campus. We started later than Erasmus because I actually like basically Erasmus inspired us to start this. And as I mentioned before, I've been supervising this project for I think like 6 or 7 months now. And for what I will today be telling you about, I'll give you a recap, a very short recap, and I'll also discuss some of the things that we've learned so far. And I'll also then be focusing on our first use case, the campus tour. I'll go more in depth about that. And the rest of my presentation, I'll actually focus on explaining, or rather describing, some of the ways you can use the Minecraft campus. And what I mean with that is like for different purposes, but I'll also really focus on the actual ways inside of Minecraft, so the actual features that Minecraft has and how you can use it. It won't be too technical, but at the same time, I do hope to give a little bit more of an impression of how you can use Minecraft for different purposes. And this is also the main goal for my presentation here. I really hope to be able to, on the one hand, give you all an understanding of how we have been using and hope to continue using the Minecraft campus. And maybe we will find even more use cases for that. But also, we really want to expand the campus. The way it is right now, it has a lot of room to continue expanding. And we would love to really collaborate with people to add elements to the campus. So, short recap. Back in May, we had talks with Erasmus X, Alex, Patrick, Rashida, and they showed us this really cool first version of their Erasmus campus. And we at Cell were like, yeah, let's totally rip that idea off. No, let's do something similar. So in June, we set up this team of students. We had a number of students that really focused on building. We also had Danny Sluik, our sort of like tech guy, who managed to set up the server, made sure that we could build, but that like visitors couldn't break stuff. We had also, of course, Neil and I worked on some of the use cases, trying to think of how to really make use of this campus once it's finished. So fast forward to August, we basically had like a first version of the campus ready that we were happy with. We had a webinar where we basically answered questions about the campus and give like an impression of, okay, so far, what have we been doing with it? Then in mid-August, during the introduction day at the TU Delft, we also opened it up to the visitors. So essentially, like students could walk around and explore the campus. And we began to conceptualize our first use case, the campus tour, which I will discuss further in a moment. And I've worked very hard together with Frank van der Heijden and Danny, two students, on like making that campus tour a reality inside Minecraft. And we finished that like late October, early November. So what have we learned? Some headlines. First of which is Minecraft has its limitations, know them. This is also something that Alexander already touched upon. There's no voice chat, so no microphone chat, like I am talking to you right now. There's no text chat between two people. If you type something to someone, everyone on the server will read it. There's no video and image sharing, though admittedly, like Erasmus X like cleverly tweaked that by having resource packs so that you can sort of get some images in. But if you're looking for things like, I don't know, like I'm doing right now, showing my face inside Minecraft or showing slides of a PowerPoint presentation, yeah, good luck with that. It's not going to happen. So either you find alternative tools. Alexander already mentioned Zoom to talk to each other while playing Minecraft, or you say like, okay, well, I can't do this particular thing, but can I maybe like find a different way to reach my goal? Can I find a way to use Minecraft in order to still reach that goal? This also brings me to the next part. It does not suit all situations, and that's fine. it is like any other medium. A medium works well with some situations, but it might not fit all of them. My popular example here is don't use this. Don't expect Minecraft to be the great tool to use to give lectures, because especially with those limitations in mind, like giving lectures in Minecraft might not be the best idea, and that's okay. Like there's enough other situations that do suit it. Also, my general like conclusion, or rather what I've noticed, is that you shouldn't treat Minecraft as a replacement. A lot of people think that they can use Minecraft, especially now with COVID, like a replacement for something in real life, and I don't think that's a good way to approach it. You should look at it like an enhancement, like an alternative point of view, and I'll be coming back to that in a moment. Don't expect a constant flow of visitors. Again, Alex already touched on this. Yeah, the traffic died down really quickly after the opening. The people got access in August. We had some occasional visits, mostly like the hardcore gamers came back. But like these days, on a daily basis, we don't get a lot of visitors. And I personally think that's fine. Because again, I don't think you should treat Minecraft as like this constant flow of traffic, but instead like a tool that you like whip out of the closet every now and again to use for certain purposes, and not just for yourself, but also for other faculties. So like I say here, provide reasons for visitors to come back in order to see if they can discover new things. Lastly, do not underestimate maintenance and moderation. Yet again, Alex already touched upon this very well. It's like even the things you think are easy are not easy at all. Like having live events can be extremely chaotic. Like having just like 10 people inside a Microsoft Teams meeting shouting all at you at once with questions, it immediately turns very chaotic. So being prepared for that and having like the people, for example, I mentioned Danny before, we also have people like Jacques, students, having them be ready for this kind of thing is great. So the campus tour. The campus tour started, Audrey Bink and Iris Moes, who is a campus tour guide, basically got in touch with us to discuss like, okay, COVID sucks. Can we do some sort of digital version of the campus tour? And this started as like Minecraftifying tour, where we could give students to be the chance to do the tour in real life and get to know the campus. For those who don't know, the campus tour is literally what it sounds like. You go around the campus and learn more about it. But we don't see it as a replacement. I mentioned this already. I'm going to mention it a few times more. Like, this isn't a replacement of the real life campus tour. This is more for time being, of course, this is like an excellent way for those who cannot be there physically. But once, hopefully soon, the COVID situation ends, we still want to continue using this and even expanding this, because it's not so much a replacement. It's a different way of looking at the same content. It's a different way of interacting with the same content. So we took the content of the campus tour and we made it in a way that you cannot do it in real life, because this is Minecraft, this is video game. The tour is fully scripted, it's programmed, which takes a lot of work at the start, but then now that it's finished, it doesn't need like any of us like being there. So what this means is that you talk to a character, the character starts the tour for you, and you can just like follow it through all the way. Like none of us have to be there. It can be any time of the day. It can be whoever, which is great. Let me give you some of the features. We have personal tour guides. They randomly choose one of these looks, so it can be a man or a woman. And they basically take you, the visitor, along on your very own personal tour. So they talk to you, they take you along, they walk with you, they show you things, and they take you along to these different faculties. In this video, you can see that me playing is visiting the EEMCS building, and the tour guide actually takes you to the elevator so you can go up to see the roof where they have like satellites and other equipment. Another cool thing is, of course, that you can also see this in the video, that they talk. So we use the chat to actually provide a lot of information about the different faculties. So for example, here the tour guide is talking about how the roof has these satellites and equipment. Maybe you go to a different faculty and he tells you something about that, and it's great. Some other features, we tell about the history of the campus. What you see here is the statue of Prometheus. Prometheus, the mythological figure, had a statue at the TU Delft until 2012 when it was stolen. And we give that information in a quite creative way. We basically make the player talk to the Prometheus statue who suddenly shows up. And the Prometheus statue actually talks to you and says like, hey, yeah, I've been here for a while, but I was stolen in 2012, so I guess I shouldn't be here anymore. And then he actually, as you can see in the video, explodes and disappears. This is really like a way to gamify it a little bit, but also to make it fantastical. Like you can't literally explode the statue in real life, whereas in Minecraft you can. We've made it interactive, especially to make sure that people find it entertaining and invites participation. A good example is that at certain part at Paul's building, you have this bike parking spots. So when you get there, your tour guide says like, hey, you should practice parking your bike for in real life. And he gives you this minecart that you then have to drive all the way to your perfect biking spot. So we also have gameplay elements, sort of like mini games that you have to complete in order to succeed, in order to continue. The one you see here on this video is when you enter the TU Delft library, the librarian asks you to find a particular book inside the wall of books, and you have to look around and click on the book in order to continue. So next up, we have purposes for the Minecraft campus. My first main role that I'm going to discuss with you is using it as a medium for information. You have existing information about not just the TU Delft campus in general, but maybe also something more detailed, your faculty, maybe some educational source, educational content. And Minecraft allows you in a lot of different ways to really embed that information inside Minecraft. And it isn't just like you put it there as if it's some sort of commercial. No, the cool thing is that you can actually really put it in there as part of an entire virtual world. So what I mean with that is making it more organically for the visitor to explore and find this information. If I walk around the Minecraft campus and a character just starts talking to me like, hey, are you new here? Did you know that the library has this or that? Like, it feels very organic. It also really invites visitors to explore the campus. And at the same time, you still provide them with the information that you want them to take in. Now, for a more technical example of how to do this, you have NPCs, non-player characters. So these characters are just characters sitting or walking around or standing on the TU Delft campus. They talk to you when you approach them. You can give them entire books of text and dialogue to talk. And you can either like make them give information, like you see in the video. This character is telling you something about the towing tank, but you can also use it to really make people feel at home. You have these characters that go like, hey, how are you? Why don't you walk with me? I can show you something. It really livens up the place. We also can change the appearance. You saw in the intro video that we have Rob Mudde. I also made Marcus together with Marcus himself. And the cool thing is that you can give these people a place on the Minecraft campus to make sure that they are recognizable, and even like if you want to be represented in some way inside the campus, that's a possibility. You can also give them behaviors. They can stand, but they can also walk around, as you see it right here, this character walking around down the stairs. They can look at points of interest. They follow the gaze of the visitors. So if you approach them, they might look at you and follow you around. It doesn't just have to be characters. You can also put them inside objects. This is the floppy tower. It's an artwork over at the TU Delft campus. And I basically placed an invisible character in there. And if you approach the artwork, it actually gives you information about the history of the artwork and what it basically is. You can use it for general functionality. So if you talk to a character, the character teleports you to a certain part. We do that also with the tour. If you talk to a character at the aula, she automatically teleports you to the tour. And you can even use hyperlinks to link to external sources. So this character is standing here looking at the wind catcher. And if you talk to the character, she gives you like this hyperlink. You only have to click it inside Minecraft to immediately go there. So the next use case that I want to describe to you is as a supplementation. You use the Minecraft campus as a method to enhance existing content. So let's say the campus tour. Instead of treating it as a replacement, you treat it as an enhancement or as a addition to your existing content. Of course, with Minecraft, the cool thing is that it already has this really fun like image of having to explore and creating. And I always say, like, use that. Try to give like a different point of view on the same subject, but in a more gamified way, in a more fun, fantastical way. You can put a lot of like fantastical elements inside. You can use that to give humorous situations like the Prometheus statue, etc. And again, to give a technical example of how you can reach this, there's this thing called plugins. And before you wonder, like, what the hell is a plugin? A plugin is basically this small program that you add so that you can do things that normally aren't possible in Minecraft. You don't have to like download these plugins as a visitor. We have the plugins on our server, and visitors who join don't have to download anything. It automatically like runs at their side too. To give you an example, we actually made some of these ourselves, some of these plugins. So Frank van der Heijden, really talented guy, student over at TU Delft, made this plugin for the towing tank. The towing tank is this in real life, the towing tank is this device that they use to test things like boats, if they can resist the water flows. And we really wanted to recreate that for the campus tour. So what we did, Frank actually simulated water physics, water behavior, which is normally not possible in Minecraft. Normally in Minecraft, you place water and it's like, eh. And like things like flowing, water flowing like that, like a wave, is not something that normally is in Minecraft. So he made that. This is now something you can actually see inside the TU Delft Minecraft campus tour. But there's also a lot of existing plugins. Those are available online because, of course, we're not the only ones doing this sort of thing. We used Citizens. This is a plugin that basically allows you to put those non-player characters that I mentioned before, but also a way to make the campus tour. So when you talk to NPC A, NPC B starts to say something else. These are existing plugins that you can just download and use, and other people on the internet add to those as well. Then next, you can use Minecraft as a platform for events. Now, this is something that Alex and Patrick already touched upon. And it's something that we still only have just started. Like we haven't organized a lot of these events, but basically, especially now with current COVID situation, like team building, social and competitions can already be held inside the Minecraft campus. But we would love to see more of this because like you wouldn't need our help right now to organize something on our campus. You can just like organize it yourself and say like, hey, shall we meet on the Minecraft campus and do this or that, like hide and seek or something? But what we would prefer to see is even like working together with different faculties to really organize something bigger than that. So we're like sitting together and say like, can we do this? Can we do that as events on the Minecraft server? So to give you some previous examples of events that we organized, I made a maze inside the TU Delft library before we filled up the TU Delft library, which is cool. Like this entire route that you had to figure out. And yeah, I mean, it was very entertaining to the participants, but like only a few students showed up. So that was a bit like, that also made us realize like, okay, like unless people really visit these events, it's not worth the time and effort. We also had a cell gathering, I think a few weeks ago, end of November, which was spontaneous. Marcus was like, hey, let's meet up in Minecraft. So a lot of us like downloaded Minecraft, and some of us even made our own avatars, and we explored the campus. Admittedly, this was very chaotic for me because I was also doing the tech support. So I had people like shouting in both my ears, asking me for help on how this works. But it's a good example of just like having a little bit of fun and organizing such events that we normally cannot do right now, or doing it in a bit of a different way. Lastly, of course, Minecraft is a video game first and foremost. So as a getaway, it's perfect as well. I already touched upon this during the opening. We have two different worlds. We have the survival world. This is basically the normal Minecraft experience, but so the normal Minecraft experience with enemies, resources, etc. etc. But we did also manage to give it a little bit of a TU Delft flair. I really went nuts on this. It's all very nerdy. We made this fantastical mythological vibe to it, where we have like the Knights of Delftonia. I made all these skins with the blue color of TU Delft. So it's not just the normal Minecraft, it's also like this experience where you have like knights running around and wise old men with magic and whatnot. And you can explore that together. Like you can join the survival world and start exploring, building your own little house and whatnot. We also have the creative world. Creative world is basically a separate world where you have all these plots of lands. You can claim one of those plots, or you can claim multiple. You have unlimited resources. You don't have to chop wood or anything. And you can build alone and create something, or you can build together. The video you see here is me and Bibek, my colleague, building a house together, which was really cool because at the same time we were talking to each other on Teams. And you'd be surprised how relaxing it is, because it's sort of like repetitive work of like okay, we need to put that block there, etc. And it really gets you talking with your fellow builders about just general life, day-to-day stuff. So, conclusion: Minecraft is great. You can do a lot of cool things with it, and it can really enhance a lot of things. But be aware of the fact that it isn't some magical tool that you can use for everything. Personally, we've had a lot of great experience with using it as a medium for information. Like I said, like putting existing content inside the Minecraft campus to expose visitors to this information in a different way. As a supplementation, the campus tour is a perfect example of that. Recreating, but then also treating it as something different, as a different point of view. As a platform for events, again, like we're only just starting this. I think Alex and Patrick's presentation on this was far more in depth about it. They have a lot more experience on these events, but it's definitely great for that. And a getaway. I mean, again, Minecraft is a video game. Treat it as such. Treat it as like a fun little way to also really manage to get away from normal day life and relax a little. All right, to end. Again, we really want to expand the campus beyond this. As you noticed by now, we really want to see this link between the Minecraft campus and real life, where we sort of combine the two in a sort of symbiosis. Maybe sounds a bit pretentious, but okay. In a way to help the you like enhance certain content that relates to your faculty, your education, your team. It doesn't matter like if this presentation hasn't given. If you feel like this presentation hasn't given you a good idea of what Minecraft can do, then I have obviously failed my task. But regardless, you can contact us and we can look at it some more. What we really want to see is people approach us and say like, I would love to, but how? Because that's what we're for. That's what me and Neil are for, that we can really talk about how we can do this. So lastly, if you want to visit us, you can access the TU Delft Campus via the following steps. Don't worry, I'm about to post a link in the chat where you can download this presentation. So you can just check this out for yourself in your own personal time. And as we already discussed during the opening, we now have a connection between the TU Delft campus and the Erasmus campus. So if you're walking around at the TU Delft campus, over at the aula, we have this cool little character. You can talk to him and he will directly teleport you to the Erasmus campus, as you can see in this video. You only have to right click on him and he will say like, yeah, sure, there you go. And bam, you're on the server. So we really hope to also give our visitors and to also give the chance to our visitors to also see how other faculties are doing it. And we might actually expand on this, make like a subway system. We don't know yet, but for now, you can actually go back and forth like that. And it's really cool. And that's it.